Okay.
Hi everyone. Give me a wave if you're here. Maybe John might tell me actually if you joined me today. I'm just filling up my piping bags while I wait for a couple of you. So have we got anybody joining us, John?
Not yet.
Not yet. Oh, hello.
Oh yeah, we've got a few.
Oh, we've got a few. Are they giving us a like, a wave?
Yes.
Good. Who's joining us?
We've got Naomi Jaycock, Wendy Lauder, Karina Neves, Jessica Palmer.
Hi ladies. We got any guys? Any guys with us? No?
Jenny Jones.
Jenny Jones, yeah.
Natasha Hutchings.
Good.
Gemma Hobson. Right, okay, we're up to 43.
Up to 43, right. Well, while we have a few more people join us, I will continue. I don't know what I'm going to do actually. There we go. I will get myself ready here. So ladies, what we're going to make, ladies and gents, hopefully there's a man out there as well, otherwise I'll be just speaking to John. So let me just tell you what I'm going to do today. Okay, has any of you ever made a rainbow cake before? Pop your hands up, those who have. Well, can't pop your hands up. Send us a thumbs up, those who have made a rainbow cake before. Well, I made one many, many years ago, and I made it with an 8-inch tin. So I had 5 8-inch tins, and it ended up being an absolutely ginormous cake. Huge it was. In fact, when I sat it on top of each other, I couldn't actually hold it all together. So, bought this lovely easy layer pan. Okay, we're going to get some of these in stock and hopefully we'll have them by Friday or next Monday the latest. And these are the easy layer pans by Wilton. If you can't wait until they come in on our website, I think you can get them on Amazon, Lakeland, Hobbycraft, I don't know, any good cake store you can get them from. And they come with 5 little tins. Now I've had to get a little bit giddy today in making my mix, because I actually had to make 1, 2, 3, 4 cakes. So I've made a 10-ounce mix today, cake mix, and I used our strawberry milkshake. I don't know whether any of you ladies know, but you can actually replace the caster sugar in your cake mix with our flavoured icing sugar. Does anybody actually do that? No? John, can you just tell me, because I can't guess.
There's a time delay, I can't tell.
Okay, I have to wait for the time delay when I ask questions, but does anybody actually know that when you make a cake mix, if you take away the caster sugar, you can actually replace it with any of our icing sugars, just like for like. So what I've done today is I've actually made a strawberry milkshake rainbow cake. I've made a 10-ounce mix, because as I said, I've made 4 of these cakes, and in each of these cakes here, and to make sure I got an even amount, the first cake I actually made today, I did 2 scoops of these in the layer pan, but that was quite a small thin, gave me a small thin cake, and then I actually did 3 scoops. And what I've done is I've got the batter mix, put it into a bowl, coloured it, and then put it into the layer pan. Baked it, took about 10 minutes to bake, and here we are. So this is what we've got today. So let me show you how we are going to make our surprise rainbow cake. So just get yourself a little cutter. Doesn't matter if it's a glass or just a plastic cutter. And we are going to start off with the red base. I'm going to drum one of these.
Do we know how much the tins are going to be?
Do you know what, I don't know, they're under £15, I know that, but I think, I really wouldn't want to guess if I'm really honest, but I do know they're definitely under £15, and they're great. One of the things that the Wilton does say that you don't actually need to grease them, you just put the cake mix in and tip it out. I've got to be honest, I was a bit scared about that, so I used the Cake Star cake release, just sprayed a little bit in the tin, and they've just worked nice. In fact, you can see how nice they are. So when you do your cake, you do get this little cover in here, but don't worry, when we cut into it, it'll show you all the colours. So first of all, I'm just going to layer the bottom layer with some buttercream. We're using strawberry milkshake buttercream as well, so it's all the same. I'm just going to place that in the middle there. Then my next colour, to remember my next colour, is orange. And we're just going to cut out the centre. Just guess. Won't take a minute. Now these bits are either for the birdies, if you're really good, which I'm supposed to be, or you can put them in after. They say it's absolutely lovely. I have to say, as much as I've made this with the strawberry milkshake flavour, I've done this because I'm going to give these cakes away to the kids. And it's not my personal favourite flavour. My favourite flavour is the coffee ones. So I'm just going to put a thin layer of buttercream on here. Not going to put too much on. And then we're going to pop our next layer on. And then we've got yellow. So try and guess again, same place. I just had Jenny, my friend, round, so I had 2 spare bases over, so I've just put it all together to make a cake. Sent her home with it. I also had some shortbread biscuit mix left as well, so I've sent her home with the shortbread biscuits. Did anybody make those shortbread biscuits? I know I've had a few of you say that you've made them, but how many here tonight have actually made the shortbread biscuits? Hands up. And if you did, what flavour did you actually use? So we're just going to pop the yellow one on. See how it's building? It is actually building quite high. And then we're going to use the green one. Cut that out. You'll notice I actually didn't cut the bottom one. Now, I don't know whether that's right or wrong, but I didn't cut the bottom one. I think it's personally up to you. There we go. So have we got any questions, anybody? Anybody wants to ask? Are you all quiet tonight? John, can you see any questions? Anybody wants to ask?
Some people did use it, do the shortbread last week. Raspberry and white chocolate. Lemon.
Oh yeah, what was the raspberry and white chocolate like? It's our newest flavour, isn't it? So watch what we're going to do now, John. Okay, a little cup of M&Ms. Now I've used jelly beans on some, jelly and M&Ms on another one. So this one's going to get M&Ms as well. And we're just going to pour it into the centre there. You see? Put it up to the top. So easy to make this for the kids, and the kids will absolutely love it. I'm going to fill it right to the top. Put buttercream on there.
What size are the tins?
These tins? Well, they're really small. I'd probably say they're a 6-inch. In fact, what does it say on there? They're definitely not a 4-inch, but I'd certainly say they're, yep, 6 inches they are. 6-inch tins. Like I say, I have made this cake only once before, and I made it with 8-inch sandwich tins. And the problem is, I put the cake mixture in, so it was the full. So I got the full height of the sandwich tin, and it ended up being ginormous, far too big, really. So I'm just going to pop this on here, put the buttercream on, get that bit out of there. Changed the music this week, if anybody's noticed. Tango in the Night, show me age, aren't I, with all my oldies music. So here we go, so we've got the lid on now, and then we're going to give it a quick crumb coat. So, and crumb coating it is just really very, very rough. Yeah, and it is rough. You just slap it all in, fill in all your gaps. I have got one method, Ellie.
The sweets before you put them in?
No.
The lady said they've lost colour before, but it might be the moisture.
Oh right, okay, well we're going to find out, because I actually haven't cut into one of these, so that'd be quite interesting. So that'd be a good lesson actually, if there's no colour in the sweets. But I baked all these cakes today, and well actually I was in work till 2 o'clock, and I dashed out to the supermarket, got everything I needed for me cake mix. This is just a Victoria sponge cake mix. So rough coat this, so you can see how rough it is. filling in all your holes here. So have we got anybody yet who said that they've used the icing sugars in their cake mix? And was everybody aware of that? Do you know that you can actually use our icing sugars for any recipe that requires sugar? So all you've got to do is take the sugar element away, take the flavour element away, and just replace it like for like with our flavoured icing sugars. Do remember it will be a milder flavour because you lose 50% of the flavour in the oven. Some people do say that our icing sugars are really strong. The reason that we make them so strong is so that you can bake with them. And because you do lose 50% of the flavour in the oven, if I just made them normal strength, you wouldn't really be able to use them for anything else. So the icing sugars make fantastic meringues, which is what we're going to make next week. So we're on meringues next week. They make great macarons. I have made macarons, but I've got a lovely friend whose class I went to, and I'm actually going to see if she will come here and make macarons for you one night.
So we'll that's about the colours. So like
yeah,
colours
so the colours that I've used is there. I've used the colour splash range again. Again, not because it's any of my particular favourite, it's just I like the nozzle. I like the cleanliness of it. So when you squeeze out, oh, that was a dirty one, that's me, that being a mucky pup. But when you squeeze out, oh, there we go, 2 mucky pups. But you get a clean, you do get a nice clean nozzle, and it's not all in your cap. So these are the ones that I've been using this afternoon. One of the things that I hate about the gel colours is when I have to keep sticking a cocktail stick in, and then I've got it all over my hands. So let me just go back in and I'll put some cream in this. So as you know, ladies, this is my home kitchen. Okay, this one's a Sugar and Crumbs kitchen that's attached to the house. There's only me here, so I've not got anybody helping me with one I prepared earlier or somebody doing my washing up. I have to do it all myself. So John is on the iPad. He might occasionally tell me anything that you might ask. Last week, some of you were really good. I decided after clean up last week to come back on live, take my glasses off and answer a couple of questions. I'm actually going to do that again tonight. So if anybody is still around after tonight's session, I'm just going to log off for half an hour, clean the kitchen up, then come back and I can actually answer any questions that John has actually missed. I've got Caroline and Laura on tonight. Are they here?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're answering questions as well as fast as they can. Sometimes you do have to give Caroline and Laura a bit of time, simply because as they go to answer the question or find the answer, other people have asked questions and the feeds sort of run away with itself. So we do try and get back to everybody. But I ended up having a conversation with quite a few people last week, and then I had to come back again because I lost connection. So it was quite funny, but anybody who wants to join me after, feel free. So that's the cake crumb coated. Let's wipe the board. And I'll come back to this one in a moment. I'm just going to pop it in the fridge. I'm going to do a rainbow one with this, so I'll cut it up afterwards as well. So let's get that cleaned up. Wash your hands. So we're getting quite a nice little following, which I'm really pleased about. So let me just pop this one in the fridge and get one that I prepared earlier. In fact, I've got 2 that I prepared earlier, so let's put this one in the fridge. Okay, go away. And then we've got this one. So here we go. So I had a quick think before about what to do with the nifty nozzles today. So I've also got 2 new nozzles to show you, which I'll tell you about in a minute. But the first one I'm going to use is the grass nozzle. because, I don't know whether John has actually showed you this, I quickly put this together. Now I'm not very creative, but I just thought this was a really good fun Easter cake, and I used the grass nozzles to make all the grass, and then I put our little Easter bunny on. Don't know whether you can see him very well. You focused in, John? Yeah? What does everybody think of that? Has anybody, quite a lot of you bought the Easter bunny nozzles, so has anybody actually tried them yet? Let's turn around. So this is the rainbow layer cake as well, and I think this one hasn't got a centre. I think I just did the layer, but we'll cut into it afterwards. So all I've done there is I've used the fine grass nozzle. Let me get tissue right at the end. So I've used the fine grass nifty nozzle, and it's a really easy nozzle to use, and all we're going to do is we are just going to squeeze and pipe, get all that grass. That's all you're going to do. So easy to decorate this. The longer you pull it up, the more the grass actually falls out. It's a great nozzle. So we'll do a bit around here as well. We need some more green. There we go. I'll fill that up again in a minute. Could really do with an assistant sometimes doing all these things. And then, I'll just get the green in it. My bag. And then I'm also just going to pop a bit of green round here as well. This is darker green. Let's just put a bit around there. Just going to put this on a bit rough, just doing it slightly different from the other cake that I've just shown you, because this is all about playing with the nozzles. So you know what, just get creative. So I don't know what this is going to turn out like, but this is my grass effect. So easy to decorate a cake. Anyhow, when going back to the rainbow cake, once I prepared the mix and put it into the pans, it actually took 10 minutes per cake to cook. And as I say, I did a 10-ounce mix, and that gave me 4 of these cakes. Yeah, it didn't give me 4 of these cakes. It gave me 2.5 of these cakes, sorry. Sounds like your chair squeaking, Randall. Right, okay, so let's get that on. Let's fill our bag up with some more green grass. Sorry ladies, you've just got to work with me, but you know what, feel free to ask questions and then maybe John can shout them out to me. So I've not disappeared on you, I'm just in the mixer getting some more green.
How much of the colour splash did you use in each of the cakes?
I've got to be honest, for the cakes, I really wanted to test it on the cakes, and we're going to see what it's going to be like afterwards. So many people ask me, what is it like for the cake mix? And I don't really know. I've only had to read the magazine, what Colour Splash have posted out to us, and said it worked really well. So we will see, but I just gave it just a sharp squeeze, really. So I did some a bit paler, so this is my rough grass. I'm just going to do this one a bit different than the other cake. So I'm just going to just be a bit rough, because the rabbits are always out in the way, aren't they? We were a bit late coming on today because I put a top on, a summer top, and then I realised I was going to have to be leaning over. And then some of you might have a shock, so I had to quickly dash off. ooh, there we go, that's what happens. Get yourself another bag. Grass. So I was worried about leaning over and frightening the life out of some of you then. I've got else to show. There we go, let's carry on then. So let's carry on a bit more grass. All I've done there is the nozzle's just popped out. I've just cut another bag, put it in. So I'm just going to rough this round. We'll put some flowers on in a minute. So again, this is a slightly different look than the other one. Clean up the board as we go along. It's great for hair, this nozzle, if you had something, or if you wanted to do the honey monsters. Right, let's just going to use this nozzle, which is called the Sun Dancer Cup.
The bags are usually disposable.
Yeah, the bags I'm using today are the Tala ones. We've got two sizes. We've got one size at $3.75 and this one here is $4.99. This is just slightly bigger. I don't actually like the piping bags too big. I've said that to you before. I think you don't really need them too big because they're just hanging over the side. I think a good handful of buttercream is more than enough. So what I'm going to do with this one is I'm just going to two-tone this nozzle. So I put red on the outside, yeah, got that, and then I'm going to put this lovely orange colour in the middle. I'll give this little bunny rabbit some flowers to jump around, haven't we? And this nozzle that I'm going to use now is called the Sun Dancer Cup. So let's just squeeze it out until we get some colour. There we go, we've got some colour. Let's pop a couple of flowers in. And then if John just sees what I'm doing here, if you just come around there, can you see at that angle there, John? Mm-hmm. So I'm going into the cake, squeeze, pull off. Into the cake, squeeze 1 centimetre, pull off. Squeeze, pull off. You can make it a little bit longer if you want to. These are the extra large nozzles, so I'm just going to put them on here. Give this little bunny rabbit a nice little flower garden to play in. Yeah, well, I think that's enough. And where's our bunny rabbit? Right, okay. So I had a bit of a nightmare last week. My kitchen was so hot that my buttercream was melting. And then John's come in tonight and we've got exactly the same problem again. So all the doors are open. So here's the bunny rabbit. So what I'm going to do is, I'm just going to, you can see him there. Yeah. So I'm actually just going to squeeze him onto the grass. Oh, he's gone hard, 1 second. We all have problems, you know, with this buttercream, but he's firming up, so let me just, ooh, got a nice body, but no rest of it. Come on, Mr. Bunny Rabbit, stop playing about. He squeezed out really nicely on that last cake. So I'm just hoping my nozzle wasn't dried up. There we go, wait a minute. Let me squeeze this out. Just check here, squeeze it out. Alright. Okay, so there you go. This is what happens when you're leaving waiting for an hour. Let's just find a little bit. So wherever finished, this is what's so great fun about going live. You see all the mistakes. Okay? You see it all why it happens. So I'm just going to dig in there a minute, because I think some of my buttercream has hardened up. Right, so I think we should be ready to go now. Yeah, and I'm going to cut that little bunny off there again. Put a bit of grass down again. See? You can't say you haven't seen it live. So let's clean the nozzle. Let's get the bunny rabbit the right way round. There is, it's coming out now. Oh, better make that. Oh no. Carol. How embarrassing is this? Who's dying to laugh? Go on, be honest. Tell me if you're dying to laugh. I think John's dying to laugh. Okay. See, so there you go. You can say, see, she don't get it right all the time either. Come on, put your hands up. Who's dying to laugh? Go on, John, who's laughing?
No one yet.
No one yet? Come on, be honest, ladies.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Right, so
all anonymous.
Pardon?
All anonymous.
All anonymous laughs. Right, okay, so there's a couple of bunny rabbits up there. He's started to come out now. So I'm just going to squeeze him on the side there. And just turn him round with him. Let's just see. Right then, let's get a couple of eyeballs on, because he only really comes together when you get his eyeballs on. So where's my little like hundreds and thousands? And to be fair, if I didn't have that problem with that rabbit then, I think the little grass nozzle, the flower nozzle, is looking really good. So we've used the fine grass nozzle, and we have used the Sundancer cup and the rabbit nozzle. It's called Bunny. Can't remember if he's called Easter Bunny or just Bunny. Caroline should be able to tell me, I think, or Laura will. And this nozzle was actually designed by Laura. I'm just going to put the little eyes on. So I'll bring them together. So let's just go around there, put that eye on. It's amazing if you, once you put the eye on, it does pull it together. So what do we think so far? Do we like it? Can you see that it's coming together? There we go. Put my glasses back on again. So John, what's the comment so far? Do we like it?
Yeah.
Yeah? You sure?
They're starting to come in now.
They just started to come in. So is everybody liking this then? So how quick and easy was that? Once Mr. Bunny started playing with him, that sounded really bad. Once Mr. Bunny started behaving himself and coming out of the bag, that's fine. But just really, really easy. And there you go. I'm going to cut into that afterwards. So let's just put that there while I get the other cake out. Yeah. I'm going to cut into all of these and see what they look like afterwards. So here's another one that I did earlier. Now, you can get a bit clever with your rainbow cakes and do them so that they're all different colours. You can do them ombre, so you can start with a dark pink and go up to lighter pinks till you get to a white. You can alternate them, but I'm just going to do it nice and easy tonight. So let me just move this one out of the way. So we've got any more questions, anybody that they want to ask? Spoon next. Just have a little tidy up. Get that out of the way. Put that on the bin. And then I'm going to start with this.
Do you sell the turntables?
No, but I have got a new turntable coming out. I'm just going to get it back. One second. I've got these new Tala turntables coming out. They'll be on the website live tomorrow. And these are £4.99. They're quite nice. Quite nice and colourful. Those are the Tala ones. Isn't it? I haven't actually had a good look at it yet. So those are £4.99 and they're made by Tala. So they'll be out tomorrow. I've just got to pop them on the website. Anyhow, so the cakes now. What I've done with the cakes here now, I've just used a round hole tip, and I have got various sizes because I didn't have a whole set the same size. So you'll see all these are all different sizes. Yeah, you got all those done? Perfect. And all you need for this now is either a spatula like this, or palette knife, whatever you want to call it, or you can use the back of a spoon. So whichever way you want to do it, but I'm actually going to use this little palette knife. And I'm going to do the bottom colour. So I'm just going to see if John can get in. Let's use this. So we're going to use red. So all you need to do for this is so are we ready, John? So we're going to go nice big ball, yeah, and we're going to get the spatula, palette knife, and we're just going to press. So I don't know whether you've got that there. I'm going to do a nice big ball and we're going to press. Nice big ball, press. And this is going to take me a little while, but I'm going to do it as fast as I can. So, because I didn't get a chance to prepare one earlier. And the one thing I do like about these live sessions is, you know what, you can see the whole thing. So, it'd be really good if I had free hands, so we could squeeze. So, nice big ball. So I'm just going to go with the layers. So my bottom layer is red. So I'm going to do that one.
Will we have raspberry and white chocolate back soon?
Yes, it's actually you know the answer to that. It was made today, wasn't it? Or was it made tomorrow?
Today.
Right, so it should be back
on the websites tonight.
Oh, has it gone back live tonight?
Not yet.
No. Right.
It can do.
We'll have it back on live tonight. In fact, if Caroline is on the website, she's on here now, she wants to nip over to the website, she can actually put the amount that was made in today, and we'll get that back on. That is an absolutely gorgeous flavour, that raspberry and white chocolate. I think that's going to end up being a permanent one. So well done to Laura again, because Laura made that flavour. So you see how we're coming round here, so nice big ball, keep going round, nice big ball. Keep going round. A bit of green in there. I'm going to get a bit tricky here now. So I'm going to try and get that in there. I'll just do a little bit of the ball there. Fill that in. Then the next colour, what we've got to do is orange. So did I hear any of you say that you've made the biscuits then? Because I've just made my hairdresser's son tonight, and I must say the kitchen smells really good. Whoops. See how good it is live. So when you're making these, you can think, you know what, that's exactly how Carol did it. She had a nightmare as well. I'm just going to go round. I'm going to cut all these cakes open as well afterwards. So the colours I have done, when I use these easy layer pans, the first cake I did, I actually only used 2 ice cream scoops, and they made really thin layers, and I think that first Easter Bunny cake is the one I made, and I actually didn't put a centre inside, but we'll have a look when we cut into it afterwards. Pink. Oh, Laura be cursing me now. I always say I'm neat and tidy. And then at the cake show, if anybody was out at the cake show last week, Laura's there trying to tidy up around me and organise me. And then it's all over again. Everything's all muddled up. Is anybody on who was at the cake show last week? Did you enjoy it? Anyhow, let me tell you my update with the Amazon sellers. So many of you have been posting to me about copy nozzles, and you're quite right, there's lots of them. The easiest way to tell if it's not a nifty nozzle, simply a Chinese copy. The interesting thing is, I've contacted all these people. It's an ongoing nightmare with Facebook because you've got to do a hell of a lot of paperwork with Facebook. But if you go and have a look at these sites and have a look at the contact details, there is none. They have a contact page that you can only send an email to. Doesn't tell you what country they're based in, doesn't give you a telephone number, doesn't actually give you anything. And I don't know whether you're aware, but here in the UK, and I'm almost sure for Europe, it's actually illegal to do that. All your websites should have your full contact details, your company name, your company account number. It should have a contact address, and all these people, they don't. That's because they're hiding. They don't want anybody to know who they are. So we're doing the yellow now. Doesn't take long this. I don't know how long we've been doing this, Sean. How long have we been doing this? How long have we been on? So very simply, ladies, when you see all these sites, just go in and just go into their actual website, then go to their contact page, see what you can find out about them. I actually message all of them and they all block me, and they're really no respect whatsoever. They don't care. And the other thing is, they're not paying VAT like we are. They're not selling you a quality product. I know so many of you came to the cake show and told me how disappointed you were with the nozzles that you had. It's been lovely to see all the ladies who've bought my nozzles, and well, not just mine and Alexander's nozzles, which has been fantastic. And it's actually restored our faith in the general public that they really do care, and that people do want to buy a quality product. It's part of the reason why I use a lot of Wilton products, because again, it's a quality product. There you go. And carry on round. I think John gets arm ache with this iPad. So we're going round. So it doesn't have to be really neat. Just keep going round. And I am doing this at speed. If I was doing it on my own now, I'm sure it'd take a little bit more time. So that's the yellow. So we've got green to do. So I'm going to start there. Piece of tissue. Okay. Just take your time when you're at home. I'm trying to do it so that you don't get too bored watching me go on with myself. So how are you all getting on with your nifty nozzles? So many of you have sent pictures and they've been absolutely fabulous. And it's so lovely to have all the thank yous that, you know, you couldn't use them before, and what you've produced now, and how much confidence you've all had. I really do appreciate it. Feel free to share anything on our page. You know, let others know how easy these nozzles are to use. So the nozzles that I'm using here today are just round nozzles. You can use the 1M nozzle if you wanted to. Obviously you have to buy a few unless you wanted to do the same colour all the way around. But we're getting there, ladies. Don't worry, we are getting there. So it's quite an untidy rainbow cake, but that's because of the speed I'm having to go at. But at least it gives you an idea, and it shows you how quickly you can make a cake for a party. So if you're not really into decorating, or you're a bit scared of cake decorating, you know what, this is one of the easiest effective cakes to make. The first and last time I made one of these is when I first started Sugar and Crumbs, way back in 2013. And I had to dig that picture out today for John to put on the Facebook page. So here we go, and then the last colour we're going to put on is the lilac. But this is the biggest nozzle I've got as well. Oops. Look at that. Again, you should really crumb coat your cake, but I went and put it in the fridge, and that's why my balls of buttercream aren't always sticking. Can you get that okay, John? Yeah, is anybody asking any questions? Are you all still with me?
What's the effect you're doing, Cole?
Well, do you know what?
Just reflecting the layers in the rainbow cake
Yeah,
inside.
exactly. Because the cake layer at the bottom is red, then we've got an orange, then a yellow layer, then a green, and then a lilac colour. So I've just done the buttercream just to go with each layer of the cake. And I've actually copied those off there. I haven't put so much buttercream in the middle of my cake, and I'll tell you for why. All that buttercream there, I found it that when I did it the very first time, way back in 2013, I couldn't keep the cake together. It was sliding all over the place. So I've only really put a thin coat this time. So, keep moving this around. Keep moving this around. Nearly there, girls, don't worry. And then we're going to cut into these cakes and see what they look like. And fingers crossed they work, because I've actually never made a piñata cake before either. That's what we call it. So just remember, I know it's a little bit scruffy, but that's the speed I'm having to do this at. If I was doing this just by myself, nice and quiet, I would certainly take a lot more time. So what you can do then is, you continue going round if you want to on the top. So you just put a ball on, you're going to go round, go round. There's a bit of chuckling. So do you like it so far, everyone? We're getting to my big moment in a minute to see if these little surprise comes out. So before anybody says anything about not having my hair down or being in the kitchen as I am, like I say, I'm not a professional, I don't sell my cakes. One of these cakes is going to go to Caroline, who's actually answering all your questions, and one of them is going to go to one of the boys in the warehouse who's actually been blending your raspberry and white chocolate. It's called John. He's got 4 children, so I've told him he'll be getting one tomorrow. I don't know whether Laura's going to take one home because she's in tomorrow as well for my grandchildren. And then the last one is there. So I'm actually going to stop doing that now. It's driving me mad. And because of the speed, I'm quite conscious. Let me just put a clean up there. Wash my hands again. So what I'm going to do is, there's that lovely flower nozzle, that sun cup. So, just going to get this one. I use this one on the rabbit cake there. So I'm just going to put it there. A couple of those. These come out, let's squash them on. If you ever do that there, you only get a little bit, don't worry. Go straight back on and squeeze out. Just go straight back on, squeeze out. And I've got another one filled here. This is called Blossom, and that's the rabbit called Blossom. Let's just use this one to fill up as well. Oops. Screen's being pesky today. Let's just dig that one out. And this nozzle here is called Blossom. So we're just going to finish it off like that. There we go. And that is our rainbow cake. So, shall we go for the big moment and cut them? Let's have a little clean down. Shall we just wait for a minute? So let me just tell you about 2 other nozzles I've got. Let's just wait for a minute, let it settle. So, 2 new nozzles. We've got Mini Mrs. Whippy and Mini Viennetta. They have arrived in the country and they will be on the website on Wednesday. So I thought I would show them to you now. So here's my little dummy cakes. And I'm just going to fill the bags up with the Mrs. Whippy. So this is Viennetta. So we don't waste anything here. So let's just do this. So for all those ladies who love Mrs. Whippy and Miss Viennetta, but just think, you know what, that's one hell of a lot of buttercream. Well, this is the mini version. What have I got here? So what do you think of my Easter cakes then, with the rabbits? Do we like it? And all those, not imaginative at all, just throwing it together with the grass nozzle, with the rabbit nozzle, and put on the flower nozzle as well. So here's the baby Viennetta, and this will be on the website on Wednesday. It's just arrived in the country, it's brand new, and it will be £3.49. So a little bit of buttercream on, and here we go, can we see it? And all we have to do is sit it on top of the cake, squeeze, 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 stop, twist off. Now how lovely and neat is that? Do we like that? So this is the mini Viennetta, and that's not taking up all your cake there. Can I put that one down, John? Can I do that? Let's move that cake out of the way. Oh, so you can see the vibrant colours here that I've used. There you go. So that's the yellow that I've used there. That's the orange in the cake mix. That's the green. I did, in these colours here, I did put a really good squeeze in. But when we cut these open, we'll see what I did, because I did some of them a bit lighter. So let me just fill this back. Let's see what colours they are. And we'll see what the lilac and purple look like when it's cut. And this one is Mrs. Whippy. Mrs. Whippy, I am going to use the white. So just again, 2-toning. I might get a bit clever actually and do a bit of triple toning. So 2-tone is 1 thin layer. So your inside of your bag, your first coat is a thin layer. Yeah, and then your second coat, let's just get this out of it. So your second coat is a bit thicker. So I know I'm making a mess, but there's only me here and I've only got one set of hands. It'd be great if I could have assistant. So the second layer we are just going to put in there. Just let me have a look. Yeah. So we've got white, and then we've got pink on top of the white, and then I'm going to get this yellow, and we're going to go for our third colour right in the middle there, which is the yellow. And this is our mini Mrs. Whippy. So let's push that in there. Could go mad and go 4 colours if you wanted to. So there you go, that's what we look like. Just give it a squeeze so we can see if the colours have started. Yeah, they have. And then I'm going to put a little dot of buttercream on. Get tissue again, pull the nozzle. And there we go, so on top again. And then this is the mini Mrs. Whippy. Stop squeezing and we're off. So who likes that? Are we loving that? So this is the mini Mrs. Whippy. It'll be on sale on Wednesday. It's £3.49, and I think a lot of people like that because it doesn't give as much buttercream, because the other one gives an absolute lot more. And I also think between a Victoria sponge, Caroline made a lovely cake this weekend, and she used the normal Mrs. Whippy, and what she wants to do is put the layer of jam on and then the Mrs. Whippy in and then the sponge on top, if you can imagine. So she had that nice ruffle effect, and I must say it did look fantastic. I did tell her to share it with you on Facebook, but she does get a bit shy, so hopefully now she knows I've mentioned it, she will do. Well, she'd probably die with embarrassment, but it did look a lovely cake, so I think she should share it with you all. Right then, so are we ready to cut our first cake? Let's see, and then we can see what these colours look like. So let me get a knife. Good moment. So who's going to have a go at making one of these then? Yeah, got anyone who's going to make them? John? So here we go. Are they going to make it?
Oh,
yeah.
close.
I'm actually really scared now and cutting into this, but let's see. So there we go. First cut. Can feel the biscuits. Let's see if the colours disappeared from the biscuits. So let's go here. Oh, let's wait for the moment. Oops, just knocked my cake over. And let me just get a plate. I wouldn't normally cut a size that big, but here we go. And there we go there. What do we think, ladies? That was a massive slice of cake, that, wasn't it? Ooh, yeah, so let's lay it down. Let's have a fight with this thing, this buttercream cake. So there you go, and there's your piñata cake. All your sweeties in the middle. The children will absolutely love that. So there you can see the colours. So I think the colour splash has worked really well, hasn't it? So you can see the lovely pink there, and it matches the buttercream, the nice orange. That was the sunburst yellow. I've used the pistachio green and the violet. So the colours have come out really well in the bake. And my colours haven't come off my M&Ms either. So let's have a look at the other cake, because we've only just put that one together. So let's have a look at the other cake. But that cake has been in the fridge a couple of hours before we decorated it. Let me get another few dishes out. So are we liking them, John? Do you like it?
Yeah.
I don't know, I'm going to put this cake back together again for Caroline and the kids. So you'll have to have it half cut open. So let's move this one off. And then let's see what we did with the rabbit. Let's see what we've got in here. I know one of them I put jelly beans in, but I've still got one in the fridge, so, and one of them I actually didn't put anything in at all, so, which I think is over there. What do you think, John? Do you like it? Right, now this has come up quite tall, this one, so let's just go through. Oh, I think this is jelly beans. It's feeling a bit tougher to cut. Yeah, there we go, let's get the plate ready. And there we go, and that is the jelly beans there. Yeah, and I've done it slightly lighter colour there, but again, it's still all worked out really fine. I'm actually really quite chuffed with those colours actually, what do you think? So well done to Colour Splash, they look absolutely cracking. And I think the layers of the cake is more than enough, deep enough. I don't know actually, how deep do you think that cake is now then, John? That pan's 6 inches. That pan is,
Yeah, 6 inches.
So it's 6 inches high as well, isn't it? So 5 layers of sponge there. How easy was that to do? What do you think? Everybody like it?
Yeah.
Good? We're happy with that? Who's going to make one and show me how to make it? Are you going to use my icing sugars? That's what I want to know. Yeah, so that's the Easter cake. So I'll just run that around again. With our little Easter bunny on. We've used the Sundancer cup, the grass nozzle, which is fantastic, just so easy. Great for your little honey monster cakes. And I filled this one with jelly beans. This one here It's got M&M's in. There we go. And then I've got that one over there, which I did. I'm almost sure that that cake over there, let me just get this here. Let me grab this one. I'm sure this one is the one that I use with 2 scoops of cake mix. So we may as well give him a cut as well. So sorry Caroline, John, Laura, when you get this cake tomorrow it's already been cut in 2. But we have to do this, show everybody what we've been making. So there's the bunnies. They come together when they get the little eyes on, don't they? I think they're really cute. Who thinks they're cute? John's not so taken with them, but I think that they're really cute. Do you like the grass? So that grass nozzle, it's called Fine Grass, and I think it's number 73. So let's just go here. This one has actually got no centre, no sweets in the middle. So let's just cut this.
Suggestion to put mini eggs in the middle for Easter.
Yes, you know what? I actually went into the supermarket to buy mini eggs, but I ended up taking a phone call and I just grabbed whatever sweets while I was walking around. So let me grab another plate. So this one here actually hasn't got anything inside, it's just the rainbow cake, and you can see the colours there. So I think now this one here in the pan, so these little pans, I use the ice cream scoop. So this particular one, I use 2 of these of the cake batter and put in there, and for the others I actually used 3 of these large ice cream scoops, and I did that to make sure that each layer is exactly the same size. So everybody, are you enjoying these Facebook Lives? I've told you before, I'm not actually a baker, I'm just a hobby baker like you guys. I know some of you are professionals, but basically a hobby baker, just playing with my icing sugars, playing with my nifty nozzles, trying to show you girls how to, you know, don't be scared of baking. If you're new to baking, do not be scared, give it a go. It's so easy. I'm under pressure here. It's so funny, actually we've had a bit of communication out of John tonight, so I can't moan at him really. Let me just tell you about some prizes. So last week I said I was giving away the 4 new flavours of icing sugars and the Easter nozzles. So there was 2 prizes, and the 2 winners can choose which they prefer. So they can either have a set of Easter nozzles, and the first winner is Linda Miles. So Linda Miles, you were here last week. I don't know whether you're here tonight, but you are a winner, and you can either have 5 new Easter nozzles or 4 new flavoured icing sugars. And the other lady who has won is a Sue Venny, V-E-N-N-Y, V-E-N-N-Y, and that's a Sue Venny. So you 2 are both the winners this week. Yeah. Laura is going to get the rainbow cake on the rainbow cake recipe up on the website tomorrow when she's in the office. And as you know, on the back packets of the icing sugars, it's got our recipe website, which is sugarandcrumbsmixingitup.com. Has any of you actually been on there and had a look? So we've made chocolate brownies over the last few weeks. We've made shortbread biscuits. We've now made a rainbow cake. Next week we're going to make meringues. And what else was I going to say to you? Oh, so this week's prize. So this week's prize is going to be for 2 people, and they're going to get the new nozzles. So it's the new mini Mrs. Whippy and the new Viennetta and the 5 colour splash that I've used. So what you have to do today, you have to like and share, okay? Like and share, and I don't know what the comment should be. Shall we call it Mrs. Whippy? Shall we? So on your comment, it's Mrs. Whippy. You need to like this tutorial today, share it amongst all your friends, and 2 winners will be picked next week, and the prize will be 5 colour splash, a Mrs. Whippy mini and a Viennetta mini. And I'm going to go and clean up my kitchen. I'm going to come back in half an hour. The time is 1 minute past 9. I'm going to come back for 9:30, and if anybody is still around and wants to ask me any questions, I'll actually hold the iPad myself and have a chat to you. But thanks for joining me again, and I'll see you next Monday. Oh, I meant to say, I'm at Cake Supplies this weekend teaching, so if anybody's from the Netherlands is watching and you're at that class, Laura and I are looking forward to seeing you on Sunday for your class. Otherwise, I'll be back here next Monday making meringues for you all. Bye bye.